Hey, what's going on, Fragrance family? This is Tyler, Simply Fragrances, and today I'm starting a tag video. So if you want to see what this video is all about, see who I'm going to tag, be sure to stick around. All right, guys, welcome back. Like I said, my name is Tyler. This is my channel, Simply Fragrances, where we talk everything fragrance related. We're doing top 10 videos. We're doing seasonal videos. We're doing weekly fragrance rotations, tag videos, everything that encompasses fragrances you can find right here. So if that sounds like something you want to be a part of, be sure and hit that red subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for the love and support you have shown this channel. Really do appreciate that. So as you can tell, guys, got kind of a newer setup. I do have headphones on. Hopefully not for, all the videos, but for right now, just got my new mic system set up, got a compressor, got audio got audio sounding pretty crisp, but I don't have a way to hear myself, and so this is just how it's going to be just for now, but working on a fix for that here in the near future. But who knows, maybe I'll keep it like a podcast style, who knows. But I digress. Let's go ahead and get into this video. So like I said, guys, this is going to be a tag video, and what the premise of this is, guys, I was thinking, okay, so Thanksgiving at the recording of this video is actually tomorrow. So a lot of us are going to be traveling, and then I thought, well, Christmas is right around the corner, and then, some people do, Hanukkah and Kwanzaa and all these different holidays that go on around this time of the year. There's a lot of travel. There's a lot of destinations that people go to. There's a lot of different friends and family that people, go to see. And so I kind of got to thinking, it's like, man, traveling. I haven't traveled. I've traveled in the States, but I've never traveled overseas. I've never traveled across the ocean, And so I was like, man, where would I go to? Like, where, if I had a friend in this place or that place or, whatnot, where would I go? Excuse me. And so then got thinking, well, what if I just made a video on destinations that I want to go to and what fragrances I would wear there? So that's what the premise of this video is. I'm going to just do a couple different locations. There's not going to be like a set number that the people at tag have to do. They can do 1, 2, 5, 12, 48, however many they want to do. But I'm just going to do a few and, just kind of describe what fragrance you would wear or why, this, place makes you think of this fragrance or vice versa. And, give a little description of that. So let's go ahead and get into the first destination and also the first fragrance. All right, guys, so the first destination I would have to go to. Now, I don't know if you guys know this, if you guys are new to the channel or not, or even, I think I've mentioned this before, so some of the OGs might know this, but my heritage is actually Italian. So I've always wanted to go to Italy, so obviously that's going to be first on the list, as you can see from the pictures and stuff like that I got posted up here. But Italy is one of those places that I've always wanted to go to, and especially along the, the Italian coastline. You got the Mediterranean Sea, and you got all these different beautiful architectural structures and the houses that are tucked alongside there, and you got the citrus trees in the back, and just the overall environment and the just the culture of Italy is amazing. Obviously I've never been there, but the fragrance that makes me think of this, guys, it just makes me I just literally see the Italian coastline in my head whenever I think of Zaharoff signature Citrine. Now, what's funny about this, I don't know if you guys remember this or not, but for the OGs who have been here a while, man, this fragrance, man, this smells so good. This is an awesome fragrance. But on my review of this,
Today, Junior?
videos that I put on there, it's the Italian coastline, guys. Like that's what I've always thought of whenever I've smelled this fragrance. I just see the Mediterranean Sea and these houses and buildings that are just tucked along the cliffs there, and you have all these different amazing restaurants and just the coastal life that they have around there, and you have the citrus trees up on the hills. And guys, this fragrance just encompasses that for me. Absolutely love this fragrance. It's very easy to wear. kind of a Swiss Army knife, really. You can wear it dressed up, you can wear it casual, you can wear it date night, formal, whatever you want to do with it. This fragrance has got you covered. But it's just a very light, inoffensive fragrance, guys. So easy to wear, and it just makes me think of the Italian coastline, especially with, you know, the citrus trees and stuff like that that grow up on the hills. And this is what I would wear, guys. This makes me think of the Italian coastline, or, you know, Italy. Zaharoff signature Citrine. All right, guys. So the next destination, I almost said fragrance. Well, fragrance is going to be there. But the next, wow, can't talk. The next destination and fragrance, there we go, that I would have to choose, guys. This has been a huge bucket list. This is probably my number one bucket list. This is a place that I want to go to probably more than anywhere in the world. I know that, you know, Italian is my heritage, but for some reason, I love this place. I've never been to it, obviously, but I would want to go to this place more than any place in the world. I love the culture. I love the honor and respect that they have, not only for each other, but for, you know, their cities and for their countries, and, you know, for just the cleanliness and just the amount of honor and respect that comes from it, guys. What place am I talking about, guys? As you can see from the pictures, this is Japan. And Japan is actually kind of cool because, one, I love it, but two, I actually have family over there. And so I'm really trying really hard while they're over there to see if I can get me and my wife to go over there. The plane tickets are kind of ridiculous in price, but I think we can pull it off. And I would, I would love to go there. I love the Japanese culture, just the respect and honor that they show, not only each other, but for, you know, say their restaurants, you know, like everything is so neat and tidy. You know, any kind of sporting events, the fans, they pick up their own trash. Everything is just so well kept, and it is all about honor and respect and just, you know, looking out for one another. And it's absolutely just a beautiful picture. It's a beautiful, beautiful country. And then you have the mountain, you have the Mount Fuji, you have, you know, the Japanese cherry blossoms, you have the bonsai trees, you just have the amazing coastal line. It is an absolute dream of a place to go to. And the fragrance that makes me think of this, this is the fragrance, guys. This is Mont Blanc Starwalker. I really think I nailed it with this fragrance. Like, this makes me think of Japan. Not that it's oriental or anything like that in nature, but there is a bamboo note in this fragrance. And it's just so clean, guys. It is clean, it's fresh, it's citrusy. It's got a little bit of a musky tone to it in the dry down. And it just kind of makes you think of like the Japanese forest, and you get the citruses, and it is an absolute amazing fragrance. This is a staple on my channel. If you're new to this channel, I am the face for this fragrance. I am Mr. Starwalker. I can't tell you how many people I've put onto this fragrance. I can't tell you how many times whenever people put this on for their scent of the day, I get text messages, I get, you know, Instagram messages, Facebook messages. Hey man, spread this on and thought of you. This is one of my all-time favorite fragrances. So clean, so inoffensive, very respectful. That's why I chose this for Japan, is because they're all about honor and respect. This fragrance is very, very inoffensive. I've never met anyone who did not like this fragrance, or even if they didn't at first, they've retried it and they've grown to love it. This is a very easy fragrance to wear, very light, fresh. You don't have to worry about, you know, overspraying. I think I've done like 20 sprays with this. What? That sounds crazy, but I was going to be out and about all day, guys. All I got was compliments. Like, this is a very light, easy, crisp type of fragrance. If you guys like citruses, if you guys like a relaxing kind of bamboo style note in a fragrance, this is definitely something to get it while you can. It is discontinued. It's been discontinued for about a year and a half or so, and prices have fluctuated just a little bit. You used to be able to get it for about 20 to 25 bucks. Now it's in that $30 to $35 range, so nothing super crazy, but definitely get it while you can. I don't see them in the rack stores as much as I used to. But anyways, my next choice of country was Japan, and the fragrance was Mont Blanc Starwalker. All right, guys. So the next fragrance on the next destination, I don't want to be too cliche, but it's a perfect fit. So you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. But excuse me, I keep hiccuping. This next country, I don't know what it is about it. It does something to you. from the pictures that I've seen, from the videos I've watched, from the people that have been there, there's something ancient about this place. There's just something that it kind of connects with you in your soul. I know that might sound weird, but there's just something so familiar, even if you've never been there. It's like, wow, it makes me feel like I'm going back in time. Maybe, a place that time forgot about. Maybe it's, something that's just, it's tucked away, in a hill somewhere. And it just, I don't know if I'm describing this very well, but it feels ancient. And so the place that I'm talking about is Scotland. Now, Scotland, they have these beautiful rolling green hills and these valleys that seem to go on for an eternity. And, for some reason, whenever I think of Scotland, I picture some Scotsmen, up on a cliff or a hill or a mountain somewhere, just playing bagpipes, and it's just echoing throughout the mountains and echoing throughout the hills, almost like it's calling back to it into an ancient time. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Maybe it's just me, but the fragrance that it makes me think of, guys, honestly, don't want to be too cliche, but Creed's Green Irish Tweed. It's a beautiful, herbaceous, green, musky, earthy, fresh style of fragrance. If you guys have never smelled this, but you've smelled Davidoff Cool Water, it's a pretty close resemblance, not 1-to-1. The quality on this is going to be obviously better, but the lemon verbena that's in here and the green, grassy, earthy kind of musky tones that you get from this is absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely love this stuff, guys. When I think of Scotland, I think of that, but I also think of, just a farmer and his sheep. I think of, maybe a guy driving in his old truck going throughout the hillside of Scotland, and just, you can smell the grass, you can smell the flowers in the springtime, you can just smell the cool, damp, crisp air. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but Creed's Green Irish Tweed makes me think of Scotland. And Scotland it's been a place that I've wanted to go to for a long time, as well as my wife. We want to tour some old castles. They have some old castles that are still up there. It's a magical place in some instances, guys. It does something in me. And like I said, maybe it's just me, but it makes me feel like I've gone back in time, like a place that time has forgot. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but Creed's Green Irish Tweed in Scotland, they had to make this list. All right, guys, so the next travel destination, this has been a bucket list of mine for a very, very, very long time. I think ever since I saw this man on TV when I was about 7 or 8 years old, I've always wanted to go here, and you'll see what I'm talking about here in a second. The place that I wanted to go to for such a long time, I'll just let the cat out of the bag, guys, as you can see from the pictures, is Australia. Shout out to my friends down under, Mark Harris, man, you're a good buddy of mine. We talk, pretty regular, every once in a while, and got some other buddies. You guys know who you are. Shout out to you guys. But it just seems like every single person that I've met from Australia is the most laid back, just chill, relaxed person I've ever met, and it's just an awesome time to be around them. It seems like nothing ever gets to them, and it's a very alluring, and it's a very attractive personality trait, not like in a weird, like, attractive way, but it's just like you want to be around that person because you know that you're gonna have a good time, and even if you're just chilling out, it's gonna be fun. The fragrance that makes me think of Australia, and it's funny because it's not an Australian fragrance, it's not even an Australian house, it's a European house, but it's so easy to wear, it's so versatile. It just makes me think of Australia, and it might seem kind of funny because it's based out of London, but it's Roja Dove, and this is Elysium. And I think the reason why I think of Australia with this is because you get such a variety here. So when I think of Australia, a lot of people think of the outback. They think of like Ayers Rock and, the outback and the desert red, the red deserts and, these kind of like Aborigine, ancient, cultures and stuff like that. But there's also a beautiful coastal line. You got, cities like Melbourne and Sydney, these bigger cities that are on these kind of coastlines, and you got surfing, you got all kinds of amazing cuisines, and you got just a really kind of hip and up and coming, town, like, or city almost. And this, it just makes me think of that. It makes me think of, you know, hotter weather. You know, you get the citruses in here to keep you cool, but there's just this fun, playful side to this. It's a kind of a citrusy, woody, aromatic style of fragrance, and it just makes me think of just a chilled, laid back time. And so you can wear this really anywhere. I mean, dressed up, casual, date night, office, however you want to go. And it just kind of makes me think of the Australian people. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe that's just me, but I've definitely always wanted to go to Australia. And what I was talking about earlier was Steve Irwin. Woohoo! Like Steve Irwin, the Crocodile Hunter. That was my all-time favorite show growing up. You know, I'm a huge animal lover, advocate for animals and the environment. And, you know, just what he did, man, he left such a legacy, and he was just such a legend. And he was able to teach you in such a way that, you know, you didn't realize you were learning. You were learning and having fun. And, you know, he'd be around these dangerous, you know, animals, and, you know, just have such a cool, calm, you know, collective spirit about him. And man, he's certainly missed. And, you know, even to this day, sometimes, you know, I'll watch reruns just to kind of, like, you know, see who he was. Like, he was just such a ball of energy and just a delight of a person. But I digress, guys. Roja Dove's Elysium makes me think of Australia. All right, guys, so this next travel destination is something I've wanted to go to for quite some time, but I think my wife has kind of amped that up and helped to fuel that along the way. It's been a place that she's wanted to go to for such a long time, ever since she was a kid. And I got to say, you know, I've wanted to as well, but she's definitely helped push that. And we're trying to hopefully go on a little honeymoon, you know, a delayed honeymoon, if you will. We'll be married 6 years next May, and at least at the recording of this video. And we never went on a honeymoon, but we're trying to go on like a little, you know, European, you know, kind of tour and visit some of these places that I've already even talked about. But one of these places that we definitely want to visit, and it's definitely a place that I want to visit, is London, as you can tell from the pictures. And the fragrance that London makes me think of, ironically, is Gravitas Pour Homme. Now, the reason I say ironically is because our very own Mr. Smelly, Dan, shout out to you, brother. This is his fragrance, and he, you know, he's obviously from Europe. And so, but what's crazy about this fragrance is it really makes me think of London in everything that it is. It's this, you know, powerful yet quaint yet elegant, sophisticated, classy yet modern style of a city. You know, you have, you know, these, you know, old ancient buildings, and you have just this regal, suave sophistication to London. But then you also have, you know, this more modern side that's really kind of came out over the last, you know, 30, 40 years or so. I mean, you have just kind of this hodgepodge of different cultures, and just such a unique place to visit. Well, this fragrance, in my opinion, it kind of matches that. So you have a little bit of old school with a little bit of new school. So you have the, you know, the old school barbershop fougere, but then you also have a modern twist with the orange blossom and vanilla in here. So obviously you're going to get the orange blossom vanilla, but then there's this creamy lavender, and then you get ambergris in here to kind of give it just this rich, kind of almost woody, you know, style in this fragrance. It is absolutely amazing, guys. If you guys are a barbershop or an old, you know, kind of gentleman fougere lover, this is definitely one that I recommend. You guys need to get your nose on it. And it, like I said, it's from our very own, you know, Dan, Mr. Smelly. Go, you know, check his YouTube channel. He'll be linked in the link below. But I digress, guys. This fragrance, in my opinion, it really encompasses that, guys. Like I said, it's got this cool, not this, but London has a cooler, you know, kind of a climate, you know, from what I understand. You know, I've had some buddies that went over there. A lot of, you know, homes and apartments and stuff, they don't really even have AC units because it really doesn't get that hot enough for them. And this, I like to wear more in the springtime. And so it kind of just makes me think of that cooler, damp kind of weather, you know, that spring brings. And so London, I would definitely have to wear Gravitas Pour Homme. All right, guys. So the next travel destination, technically, I'm going overseas, but it's still part of the United States. So I wanted to preface that, but I would definitely have to travel by plane to get here. I guess I could do a cruise, but this has been a travel destination of mine since I was such a young boy. I've always loved the beach, and I love just the tropical environment. So you probably know where I'm going with this, but I've always wanted to go to this place and just kind of see the volcanic activity and just the rainforest jungle kind of environment that it has, while at the same time having beautiful beaches all on the way. So obviously, I'm talking about Hawaii. I've wanted to go to Hawaii for such a long time, ever, really. I love the beach. Went to Florida, I think it was last year and a half ago, somewhere in there. And we went to, obviously, the beach, and it was such an amazing time. I became kind of a beach bum, really got just a taste for the beach, and I never want to let it go. Don't get me wrong, I do love the cooler weather, so it's kind of this weird conundrum of how do I have the beach while at the same time it's staying in like the 50s and 60s all year round. It wouldn't happen. But anyways, the fragrance that I would obviously have to take with me to Hawaii, it makes me think of Hawaii. This is Creed's Aventus. Now, it's a little cliche maybe because of the pineapple, but when you think of Hawaii, I mean, at least I do, I think of pineapple. I have some buddies, they've lived in Hawaii for several years, and they actually have, a rental house over there. So I'm really trying to hopefully one day sweet talk them into letting me stay there for a good price. But they talk about how pineapple is just such part of their everyday life over there. Like even in fast food restaurants, instead of getting fries, a lot of times people will get sides of pineapple slices. Like there's so much pineapple over there, and obviously this is rendered with pineapple, and it's got a little hodgepodge of everything, and then you got some vanilla and rose. You got the black currant, the birch in here. You get kind of a smoky or woody, kind of facet to it. But it's really about that bright, fresh, juicy citrus pineapple in the opening, and it is absolutely phenomenal. I just really think of just laying back on the beach, a cold drink in my hand, listening to the waves as they crash onto the shore, the sunset going down, just watching the sun, and just being really in a paradise. And this fragrance, it's so relaxing, it's so alluring, and it just makes you want to get on a tropical getaway. So the fragrance that I would have to take with me, or the fragrance that makes me think of Hawaii, is Creed's Aventus. All right, guys, so we are down to the last fragrance on the video. We're also down to the last travel destination. There's so many more different places that I wanted to put in here, but in order to keep the video at a reasonable length, I had to kind of stop it here. But anyways, the last travel destination that I want to go to is a place that, I've become quite fond of. I have a lot of friends that have traveled from this, place to the United States, and they're just awesome people. The culture that they bring with them and just the stories that they tell. The food is absolutely intoxicating. I love the food from this region. Absolutely amazing. It's in my top 3 genres of food. So, and then just the architecture. One of the 7 wonders of the world is from this place. And so, what place am I talking about, guys? Obviously, as you can tell from the picture here, I'm talking about India, and there's a picture of the Taj Mahal. Like, the building there, it is so magnificent. Just the elegance and the beauty of this building, and just the awe-inspiring way that this was built. Like it's an absolute wonder of the world. And I've heard that in this building, they burn incense, and there's, different flowers and stuff strung out all through the building, and it just has this beautiful aroma about it. And the fragrance that honestly I think of whenever I think of India and I think of the Taj Mahal, I think of Reflection Man from Amouage. The beautiful florals and the musk in here and the neroli, it kind of has this beautiful incensey floral, it's very unisex, but there is just this slight sophistication to it. It makes you think of royalty. It makes you think of, a step above the rest. It really stands out in a collection. It really stands out on the shelf, and you really stand out from the crowd whenever you wear this. It's subtle yet powerful. Whenever I think of the Taj Mahal, it's not some huge, like mile long building. It's not some, ultra tall building, but the way that it's built and the way that when you see it, you're you're like, whoa, that is a wonder of the world. This fragrance is kind of like that, in my opinion. It's not going to be, something that you can smell from 2 miles away. It's not going to be, an absolute room filler, but it does make its presence known, and it is a conversation starter for sure. And with the flowers in just the different incenses that are burned throughout that building, and it just makes me think of even like the spice markets and stuff that they have on the street corners, and just the hustle and bustle of the the streets of India makes me think of this fragrance. And it is an absolute gem of a fragrance. If you guys haven't got your nose on this fragrance, you definitely need to try it. It is it's a bit different of a fragrance. It's got a lot of incense in here. It's got some white florals and some musk, neroli. So it's not your typical average, masculine fragrance. It is a very floral based fragrance, but nonetheless, guys, it's sophisticated. It is regal. It is elegant, and it's beautiful, guys. Amouage, they've really outdone themselves with this one, guys. Amouage Reflection Man. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate that. Be sure and comment down below, guys, what you thought of the travel destinations. Would any of these be places that you would want to go to? Or if you have been there, what was your experience with that? What fragrances did you wear? Or maybe even tell me your own list. If you, had some places that you really wanted to go to, what fragrances would you wear? Or, what fragrances make you think of this certain destination? So, like I said, I got to tag some people. I have reached out to a couple people, and they said that they're cool with it. A couple. I'm just going to, kind of shout them out and see what happens. But I did reach out to Gerard. So Gerard, my man, you are tagged. Be sure and tell me a couple different destinations. I mean, it doesn't have to be a couple. You can do 1, 5, 12, 48, however many you want to do, man. But just be sure and pick a fragrance that makes you think of that place, or, give a little story about why you would wear this fragrance in this certain location. So you are tagged. My boy, John Murrell, you are tagged as always, my man. I'm going to tag Dave from Callie's Groom Room. You are tagged. And then I've never reached out to her, and I've never tagged her before, but I'm going to tag Ode de Erica. I'd love to see what you got. And then I'm really excited for this. I'm going to reach out to him. I really hope he does this. I know that he would have incredible stories and incredible fragrances to go along. I'm going to tag my friend Lanier Smith. He's kind of an OG in the fragrance community, someone I've really looked up to throughout the years, and absolutely love his content. So Lanier Smith, you are also tagged, my friend. And then I'm going to leave this as an open tag. So if this sounds like something that you really want to do, feel free to do it. Would really love to see some creativity in this, and just some passion, and just to hear about what destinations you guys want to go to, and maybe just even get to know a little bit more about you. So yeah, that's gonna do it, guys. Be sure and comment down below what you thought of the destinations, the list. I'm gonna catch you in the comment sections. I'm also gonna catch you in the next video. And remember, if you love it, wear it.